Aloha and good evening, everyone, on this pleasant Friday night from Island, Utah. This is the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. And this is Lone Peak Basketball presented by Heidemann Associates, Western Governors University, and UCCU. Tonight for the Lone Peak Fieldhouse, the home of the 2013 National Champion Lone Peak Knights. The Knights get set to face off against the Westlake Thunder in the second half of a Lone Peak doubleheader. With my broadcast partner, the voice of Olympus, Nathan Thatcher, Alexander Timberlake here with you again. So Nate, turn to you. First thing I say is another Region 4 matchup, another possible Region 4 instant classic tonight. All Region 4 games have been nail-biters. This one should be no different.
Yeah, we should be looking forward to, just like you said, another instant classic, a very great game tonight. Both of these teams coming off of a loss. It'll be very interesting to see who rebounds better.
Both teams are coming off a loss, as Nate said, and I mean, you take a look at the numbers. I mean, the Westlake Thunder lost by 13 to AF, and then Lone Peak got blown up by Florida Canyon. You would think those two are probably going to be the two front runners in 6A right now, as it stands. But this is a big game for both these teams to prove how far they progressed at the halfway point of the region season.
This is going to be a battle for who belongs. And you can bet that a lot of things are going to be on the line tonight, but they're going to try and prove, hey, we can hang with the big dogs, and we're going to try and take it all the way this year.
So, time to look at the Heidemann Associates keys to the game, presented by the full-service law firm committed to winning for their clients. Nate, what about teams have to do to get the W tonight?
So for Westlake, the biggest thing, forced turnovers. Last Friday, the Thunder totaled 17 steals in their home win against Pleasant Grove, thanks to their guards playing with high IQ and limiting mismatches down in the paint. They need to use their peripheral vision and take advantage of that potential lazy and routine passing that could be happening by Lone Peak. Doing this will be key to the next key of the game, and that's going out, getting in transition fast. Jace Adams did fantastic. He's really good at getting fast, going out, getting paid, and getting points. And I think Jordan Kroll can pop up some threes. He can look for open players on the outside. For Lone Peak, we talked to the coach before the game. He says he wants to get physical down low, and that was my key to the game. You have to win the rebound battle. If they're going to miss points, if they're going to miss buckets, you've got to get defensive boards. But if your guys miss, get the offensive boards. Second key, pass the ball, play the half court. Westlake will want to speed things up. They'll want to force mistakes. Don't let them play your game, and you should come out of here with the win.
And it's time for the tip-off.
What a marked difference both of these teams have shown in the last year or so. Coach Robert Ross and Coach Nate Carling, we're ready to go. The officials are ready to go as well, under the direction of Scott Maxfield, our crew chief tonight. And we're off and running here at the Fieldhouse. It'll be Tyler Burdett who has the ball out front. Kroll behind the screen from McManus, puts up the floater off the glass, will not go. There's the offensive rebound, McManus goes back up. That scores the first points for Westlake.
Great offensive rebound that time. And before we opened up the game, Coach Robert Ross of Lone Peak said, hey, number 2 is going to be the guy to look for, and that's exactly what he's shown. McManus, great job that time.
20 on the shot clock. Here's Luke Fotheringham out front. Now gives it to Chamberlain Burgess. Backs down against Jordan Kroll. Turn around to the post. Yes! And here comes Burdett racing back up the floor with it. McManus left in the corner. Goes in against Burgess. Goes up strong and it rolls right in.
Oh, he put a little, you're too short for me after that shot. This may get chippy early on.
Well, it has the tendency to do so. Both these teams are very, very good defensively, Nate. So definitely no surprise to see that early on as Swiggett had to go back and retrieve that near the backcourt, 20 on the shot clock. Swiggett on the dribble handoff, Jackson Best. Best to the basket! Rolls right off the rim, and the rebound is taken by Jace Adams. Body's on the floor, and we're going to get a foul on a reach-in on the right side. Cameron Swiggett, I believe, is going to get called for the foul.
Just like I was saying in the keys to the game before it started, Jace Adams is going to be key on the defensive end and then pushing it out in transition. He was fouled on that one, but you're going to have to look out for him because he is speedy quick.
That's the one thing we talked to Coach Ross before the game. He said that This Westlake team is very difficult to beat once they get into their sets. And Simon Sua has shown you the ability to do that time and again. The first triple in the game belongs to the Thunder.
Great passing on the wing. Now look to Lone Peak. They got to get things moving on the offensive end.
Cameron swing it back to Luke Fotheringham. He'll try to answer back. He cannot do so. Thompson Kramer the rebound. Jackson Best. Step through. Off the glass. One of the best three-point shooters in Region 4, potentially 6'8". He's on the board.
Best is known for his outside shooting, but look at what he just did right there. Just took it to the paint, watched his footwork, and got an easy bucket.
Well, Matt McManus did not watch his footwork there. He gets called for the travel. And it will go back to the Lone Peak Knights.
Sometimes it's just beautiful how commentary works out like that.
You and me both, it tends to work out like that sometimes.
Oh, great fake.
Fotheringham to the basket. No.
Interesting no foul call there.
And he gets his own offensive rebound and puts it right back up and in. It's going to be that kind of a game. Adams is trapped out near midcourt. Sua, another three. Rolls off the rim. Rebound taken out by Swiggett. A fast-paced start to this game. Burgess can't control the back pass. And then he commits the foul on Tyler Burdett.
I think that was a little too quick of a pass there. And Burgess was kind of in an awkward position behind the backboard where I don't think even if he did cut it, he would be in a position of success to make the basket. A great job on defense that time by the Thunder.
Colby Fawcett checks in here for the Knights. Just underway here, what's expected to be a close game. Jordan Kroll can at the three. Fotheringham saves it. Right to Sua though, he goes up. Breaks it off the bottom of the backboard and Burgess comes away with the rebound. Knights made up numbers if they hurry. Fotheringham to the basket. Yes, and the foul. Four early points for Luke Fotheringham. He'll go to the line and try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play.
Luke Fotheringham at the line, shooting one.
I said before the game they had to win the rebound battle. They did it just right there. And then rather than Westlake doing really good in transition, look at Lone Peak. Pushed her right down the court, and Fotheringham was able to get the easy and one.
We have a lane violation. The shot will not count. Swiggett crossed over the three-point line too early.
Lane violation.
Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him. Usually in these close games, it's mistakes like that that make you rethink a lot of things.
Were we just going to say that? We expect this to be a close game, and it's in these kind of games, those kind of razor-thin margins, Nate, that can determine the outcome of a game.
Oh, 100%.
Like we were talking about it at length on the drive up here. Sua gets Burgess. 15 on the shot clock. Back out to Jordan Kroll. Kroll tries strong off the glass. No, with a foul. Thompson Kramer will take up the foul, his first, team third. And that will put the senior Jordan Kroll on the free throw line, who had 29 points against crosstown rival Cedar Valley earlier this season.
McManus just kind of has the build to do whatever he wants. Especially, you can see he really likes to drive down to the paint. He's a very good shooter. As far as defensive-wise, Thompson, you can do the best you can, but at this point, I think whoever matches up against him, I think you just automatically have an athletic disadvantage.
Kroll goes 1 for 2. And the Knights will bring it up the floor. Swing it into the corner. And we're going to get an offensive foul as Fotheringham ran over Jace Burdett out of the high post. That's Fotheringham's first, team fourth, already against Lone Peak here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see the point guards getting something going on both ends of the floor there.
Inside, that hook shot doesn't go. Burgess fighting for the rebound, can't come up with it.
What a board.
And we're gonna get a travel. The Knights gonna get the ball back on another Westlake turnover, and you just probably like to see him go up on that one and just shoot the ball.
Yeah, great defense that time by Lone Peak. You can see he jumped up a little bit before he decided to actually shoot, caused the turnover.
Fotheringham looks for Kramer on the back cut, doesn't have him, instead goes strong and lays it in off the glass. And we are gonna get a delay of game warning. And a substitution for the Lone Peak Knights as Chamberlain Burgess will get his first rest.
He's in for Chamberlain Burgess.
Fotheringham already with 6 points. Early stages here of this one.
I think what's been really good by Fotheringham so far is his pump fakes. He's been able to disguise his original shot motion, drive into the paint, get some easy layups.
Jordan Kroll out front. Back to Burdett. Burdett, Simon Sua. Westlake now in a scoring drought, a field goal drought of over 3 minutes. As that three off the mark, Fotheringham the rebound, swing at the toss up ahead in transition. Jackson Best for three. Tipped out of bounds. Thunderball.
Great open look that time by Lone Peak. Those are the kind of shots you really want to take in a game as close as this one's going to be. Pass the rock, you have time to move it around, get the open look.
Here comes Tyler Burdett now out front. Coach Rob Ross wanted a push-off, didn't get it. Here's Simon Sua out front. Now here's Jace Adams, 15 on the shot clock. Adams drives into the paint, bank shot off the glass.
Jace Adams.
Tie game at 10. And quickly the Knights come back the other way. Swingett will take it out front. Into the paint, here's Jorge Suarez. Backs down, turns, hook shot in the paint, yes!
This is going to be a battle down low, Alex. I just think both teams are really wanting to get physical and try and get those easy buckets down low.
Certainly would fit the bill. Great lead pass there from Tyler Adams to Colby Fawcett. Jackson Best can't hit the three. Still stuck on one field goal for Jax as he comes back the other way now on defense. That pass will get to Adams with 2 minutes to go, and it is up and down to start this ball game, just like we expected.
I really like how Westlake's slowing things down on their end, trying to set shots up. I'm expecting Lone Peak to do the same.
Here comes Jackson Best, 3-on-2. Best kicks it. Kramer fakes, drives, floats off the glass, can't get it to go. Burdett grabs the rebound. He gets it poked out of bounds. It'll go back
The balance, number one.
to the Thunder. McManus checks back in. And meanwhile, also new face Justin Tate Merrill checks in for the Thunder with 1:39 and counting
Checking in for the Knights,
left.
Jason Burton.
And we get Jason Burton, number 33 in, and Bodie Capel in now for Westlake. So a chess match between Nate Carling and Rob Ross to see who can outsmart the other here, as far as subs are concerned.
I think this game is going to be down to a game of IQ. We've already seen that they're both able to get shots down low. I just want to see them set their offense up, get good looks, and that's going to depend on the scheming by both these coaches.
Merrill, back to McManus. Drives against Suarez off the glass. Won't go. Fotheringham scoops it up. 6 points so far for the senior. Kramer for three. Air ball.
Out of bounds, Thunder ball.
No one's really seemed to take control of the outside shot yet. That's a great look that time, but again, I think you kind of have to establish yourself in other parts of the floor, and then you'll get some great looks like those. Hopefully they sink for both these teams.
Merrill, nice step through to get away from the double team. Gets it over to Adams, who finds a cutting Bodie Capel. Kicks it out. Merrill for three. Bingo! High to low, inside out. Tate Merrill, three-ball corner pocket. Fotheringham now against Capel. Fotheringham into the shoulder of Capel. Back down low to Suarez. Gets the matchup, but gets it stolen away. A tie-up on the baseline. Doesn't matter, it's going to stay here.
Man, McManus is just a beast on both ends. On the offensive side, setting good screens, able to help his guards move around the floor and find that open shot like they did on the last possession. This one, I mean, the guy just spins right into it and he just rips it right from the Lone Peak guy's hands. It's fantastic.
Lone Peak ball, the possession arrow stays here. 32.4 on the clock, 16 on the shot clock. Thompson Kramer will now get the inbound in after we have a bit of a conference between the officials. Again, Scott Maxfield is our crew chief. He's the one walking away from the conference. And now we're going to get a foul on the inbound against Tate Merrill, as he was being, he was just sticking to Jason Burton in there, number 2.
His first personal
Second team foul called on the Thunder.
Yeah, games like this are going to be highly physical, but the key to this is you have to keep your composure and hold that physicality to within the bounds of the game, especially on these inbounds, getting down in the post. Make sure you understand where your feet are, where your hands are. You can still be physical and follow the rules of the game. Like, that's how you play good basketball. Just not a good time that time by the Thunder.
So side out will come without the shot clock. The shot clock is dead. And so Lone Peak, I assume, will hold for one shot. Robert Ross out near half court, yelling out the play.
I wonder if they're going to run ISO ball here with Fotheringham.
Very interesting. I mean, you don't have Jackson Best in the game. He's your best player, but they hand it to Jason Burton. Now Suarez with 6. Fotheringham with 4. Jab step for 3. Yes!
What a first quarter.
Wow, what a shot to end the first quarter. As Luke Fotheringham with 9 first quarter points. We are deadlocked at 15 after 8 minutes on the Rewind Sports Network. The Rewind Sports Network's coverage of high school sports all season long is presented by Heidemann Associates, a full-service law firm that's committed to winning for their clients. Alexander Timberlake and the voice of Olympus, Nate Thatcher here with you at Lone Peak Fieldhouse. So Nate tied at 15, and this is exactly what we expected it was going to be. Really, this is going to be, determined by really razor-thin margins, which we were discussing at length coming up here. Because so far, like you said, no one's looked like they've been able to take control of the game.
Yeah, I think if I were to do another key to the game, and this would apply to both teams, the team that's going to win is going to be because of high IQ by both the coach and the players. We've seen that on both offensive possessions last quarter when they got open looks. It was because of great schemes and great IQ by the players. Let's see what happens here in the second.
Luke Fotheringham leads all scorers with 9 points as Adams gets capped at the summit. And we're going to get a tie-up. Doesn't matter, though. It's going to go back to Lone Peak.
Burgess came in flying high on that defensive possession. This one's just going to be going back and forth. Last quarter, it was who can control the paint. I'm thinking this quarter, it's going to be going a little bit more outside.
Burgess for 3! Right on cue, Nate Thatcher.
That's such a commodity in today's day of basketball when you can have a guy that plays the 4 or 5 that can also shoot from deep. Great shot that time by Burgess.
Jackson Best, meanwhile, going to pick up the blocking foul out front. Just underway here, second quarter, 18-15. Lone Peak leads Westlake. Alexander Timberlake alongside Nate Thatcher. Here's Tate Merrill holding it now against Cameron Swiggett. Nice cut to the basket! Oh, what a beautiful play that was!
I've been waiting for Jace to get involved in tonight's game, and just right there, he's proven why he's so valued, that speed.
Burton can't hit the 3. McManus cleans up the spill. Here comes Tate Merrill. Now here's Capel. Capel drives, wild shot, counted on the contact! Driving right at the big man, Chamberlain Burgess, who's going to pick up his second, with 7 even to go here in the first half.
I was talking about Burgess's ability to be a big man and an outside shooter earlier. I think the one thing he lacks, he's got size. The physicality, I think, is going to be a determining factor in tonight's game. He's already got those couple fouls. He's got to stay clean the rest of tonight's game.
Yeah, probably going to be sitting here for the next few minutes as Capel completes the 3-point play and makes it a 20-18 game.
I'm just loving the screens on both sides of the ball tonight. Great movement by both teams.
Yeah, very physical on both sides. Burton long over the rim, rebound tip, fought for, grabbed by Tate Merrill. A lot of hands fighting for it, and he comes out of the pile with it. Adams drives into the paint, Bodie Capel! 5 quick points for Bodie Capel off the bench. And Westlake has a 4-point lead. Burgess tries to answer back. Yes, sir! His second three in almost 2 minutes. You were saying about a back-and-forth game?
Yeah, this is going to be back and forth all night as far as these first 2 quarters are concerned.
McManus, he's been quiet. Trying to find Bodie Capel, and he turned it over. Swing it. Great toss. Burgess kicks it out. And Best is fouled before the three. It goes in, but it will not count.
That student section will want to say it counts, but
yes,
sadly it doesn't.
Number 21, Jordan Cole.
Foul called on number 21 for Westlake, Jordan Kroll. That's his first team 5th.
Before the game, I said that Westlake had to be in control on the offensive side of transition. That time they were on the bad side of transition defense. Lone Peak just seems to take advantage on the outside.
Swing it! Swishes the three! And just like that, Lone Peak back in front. Swingett's first basket. Sua, bounce pass to the top of the key. Here's Merrill, back out. Jordan Kroll to the baseline. Cut off by Burgess. Nice dish. Inside Simon Sua!
There should be a foul on either one of those teams. In my opinion, Lone Peak's feet weren't set. That should be an and one, but great finish that time.
And that would have been Burgess' third foul. His best. Still can't get it going from beyond the arc. He's missed all 5 of his 3-point attempts. Still stuck on a deuce. Turnover out of bounds. It'll go back to Lone Peak. Burnett comes back in for the Thunder.
I mean, good for Best to keep taking the shots. You have to think at one point in this game, one of them's going to drop. So if you're Westlake, don't fall off because he hasn't made one yet. You got to keep pressure on because you know he has evidence he can shoot.
And the shot clock is not moving here inside the field house. We're going to have to reset it. Not the first time we've seen that this year in Region 4. Again, it is the first year of the shot clock here in Utah high school basketball.
Yeah, the refs got to get used to it.
Yes, thank goodness that it is in, by the way.
It's just elevated the game so much more.
Luke Fotheringham elevating his game right now. 11 points in the first half. And this has the Knights back in front with just over the halfway point here in this the second quarter rather. Inside, here's Bodie Capel, blocked by Burgess, goes back up though, can't finish. Numbers for the Knights if they hurry, kick to the corner. Bodies hit the deck and a blocking foul called on Westlake. As Swigett went flying into the seam.
We're playing football out here.
We have seen so many bodies hit the detonate here in the first 12 minutes of the game. I don't remember the last time you've seen something like this.
I mean, good thing they called the foul that time a few times before and bodies hit the floor. Nothing was really called, which surprised me. But again, foul trouble is probably going to be a key when you get into the fourth quarter. You got to play clean basketball when it comes down to the thick of it.
Chamberlain Burgess, by the way, has 2 fouls right now. He's the only player in real foul trouble at this point. Cameron Swigett has it out front. He drives with the finger roll. With the soft touch, too. 5 now for Cam Swigett. Cross-court swing, Jordan Kroll drives right by, pull up from 16, no, tip. And it'll be a new 35 for the Westlake Thunder as Fawcett grabs the rebound and sends it back to Adams, who gives it to Sua. He's trapped, back down, it comes rather, that's not Adams, that's Burnett. Into the high post, Kroll open jumper, rims out, Fotheringham the rebound.
Great movement that time, the shot just didn't go in.
Fotheringham, the spin, the smooch, and the score! My goodness, 13 for Luke Fotheringham.
He is on one tonight. He might be in for a career night. Eight consecutive points for
the Thunder for the Lone Peak Knights, as we're going to get a foul on Luke Fotheringham, and that's now his second foul.
Luke Fotheringham, his second personal 17th foul.
Burgess will sit with the 2 fouls. Jorge Suarez comes back in.
Coach Ross is arguing that the physicality is happening when the defenders are kind of moving their hands up into his players on the other side. It's being called for Westlake. He argues that it should be called for his Lone Peak Knights on the other side.
That's the 17th foul on Lone Peak, so the 1-on-1 bonus now in effect as Sua steps up and splashes the first. Want to remind you, the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, and our coverage of high school sports is presented by Western Governors University. You can earn a 1-year MBA on your own time at your own pace. Only at the University of WGU, as Sua goes 2 for 2. He now has 7 points. Swing at the crossover, back to Fotheringham. He leads all scores with 13 here in the first half. Fotheringham for 3, way short. And he's able to save it, but it goes to the sideline. And that'll go back to Westlake.
That was a heat check that time by Fotheringham. Again, though, I think you want to take smart shots and keep passing the rock. You've got a 4-point lead here, which at this point of the game is a decent lead. You have to get good shots if you want to increase that.
Jordan Kroll, no offensive foul. Another illegal screen called against the Thunder, and it's the second foul.
On my angle, it looked like the feet were set. I wonder if he turned his shoulder in, and that caused the offensive foul.
Lone Peak's largest lead was 6. What a spin there from Swiggett. Dumps it down to Jorge Suarez, and he gets fouled from behind. And that's going to be number 3 on Colby Fawcett. And Scott Maxfield, the crew chief, is coming over to try to explain it to Coach Nate Carling, who didn't like the call.
Jorge Suarez at the line for the Knights, shooting 2.
Again, I can't speak. I've got a limited angle over here, but it looks like he's complaining that his players' hands were a little bit off, and it was just a bad shot underneath the rim. But I think, again, with the physicality that we have here tonight, the free throw line, I think, is going to be a big key to this game as well.
Oh, boy, Suarez misses the first. McManus checks back in. Fawcett's probably going to sit for a while with the 3 fouls. Chamberlain Burgess is 2, by the way. Fotheringham also has a pair of fouls. As Suarez misses both. And here comes Burdett. Simon Sua leads the Thunder with 7 points here early on. 20 on the shot clock, under 2 minutes to go here in the quarter. Driving, Burdett fouled on the hip check.
Oh, it looks like he hit his head on the baseline.
By Jackson Best, and now this is concerning.
Foul committed by number 3, Jackson Best. His first personal, 18 foul.
And they're going to signal for the trainers, and this is not good.
Officials timeout for injury.
Oh, boy.
Checking in for the Knights, number 44, Chamberlain Burgess. He replaces Jorge Suarez.
Burgess will be back into the game as they attend to Tyler Burdett down on the baseline. And
he's holding the side of his head.
Holding the side of his head, yeah.
He may be in for concussion protocol tonight.
Checks in for the Thunder. He replaces Jace Adams.
Tate Merrill will replace him. And the Bodie Cape will also checking back in.
He replaces Tate Merrill.
And so interesting to see who's going to shoot the free throws here for the Thunder. It looks like it's going to be Bodie Capel to shoot the 2 shots here.
Bodie Capel shoots 2 for the Thunder.
Capel bends the knees. First shot is good.
Pretty impressive to just walk right off the bench and go in and drain a free throw.
Well, Nate, in fairness, he did shoot 1 earlier.
That's true.
Yes. Second shot is no good. Here comes the Knights. 1 minute 38 and counting left here in the first half. Swigert drives, kicks it out, and throws it right to the Westlake bench.
Great use of the high pick and roll at the beginning of that possession. I think if you've got the speed, Swiget's just got to go down low and finish that on his own. You had three guys jumping straight up, but he has the ability to finish.
So what Coach Ross talked about with us before the game is that they're not going to beat themselves, this Westlake team. You're going to have to execute to the best of your abilities. Jordan Kroll can't hit that three. McManus gets the offensive rebound and gets it on the foul! And if that's on Chamberlain Burgess, that's his third.
Number 44, Chamberlain Burgess.
So now Burgess has three. Opposite the other side, Fawcett has three. McManus now will go to the line and try to complete the old-fashioned three as Jorge Suarez checks back in. And that's a big, big time swing in this game to have two guys that are normally reliable down low on the bench with foul trouble as McManus completes the three-point play, and just like that, we're tied at 30.
Westlake is owning the offensive rebound category. Lone Peak's got to bring those down. They got to be physical on the defensive end in the paint.
Swigert thought about the three. Fotheringham back to Best. Best steps back for three. Johnson! There it is! His first triple of the game.
I told you, one's bound to drop, and there it is.
33-30. 5 now for Jackson Best. His first triple, though, on 6 attempts. Here comes Best now in transition. Bounce pass. Thompson Kramer. Good hands there. And now thrown ahead. Here's Jace Adams ahead of the pack. And he gets it stripped by Cam Swigert. And the shot clock is turned off. Best for three. Way short.
I know the tempo really sped up right there for a few seconds. We had turnovers both ends in high transition. But if you're Jackson Best right there, you have to understand high IQ play, no shot clock, hold the ball. You can keep the lead and extend it with a smart look right there. Kind of rush shot that Best took right there.
Yeah, we saw that. Colton and I saw that too against the Copper Hills Grizzlies. Riverton had the same thing happen to them, and they took advantage of it. McManus can't take advantage of it there, and that's going to do it for the first half. As Lone Peak will take a 33-30 lead into the locker room, and this, Nate Thatcher, is by no means a done deal.
Oh no, this should be a back and forth exchange going into the second half. It'll be interesting to see who comes out of the locker room more prepared and more focused, really on their scheme and how they're going to control the paint down low.
It has been a very fun first half to watch here tonight at the Lone Peak High School Fieldhouse. The score at the half is 33-30 Knights. When you come back, we'll have more thoughts for the first half and what each team needs to do to win the game in the second half on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com.
All at the concession stand in the northeast entry of the Fieldhouse.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Lone Peak Fieldhouse. My broadcast partner, the voice of Olympus, Nathan Thatcher, Alexander Timlip with you. Lone Peak leads by 3 over Westlake in a game that no one has led by more than 6 here in this one. Nate, how would you summarize this one so far?
First half, instant classic. Game's not over, but that first half was phenomenal. Just like you said, no one held a big lead. It was back and forth, but I just think there's a lot of things to look at. Look at the score, it's a 3-point game, but there's been some key contributors. For Lone Peak, I think that's Fotheringham. Luke Fotheringham has made some incredible shots. He was able to work himself into the paint. I loved his footwork. He was able to control his shots and get what he wanted. But for Westlake, they controlled the offensive rebound game. Phenomenal. Was able to help them get second chance points and keep this game close to keep them within 3.
It is just so interesting to think about. You know, Nate, you sound like a broken record, but it really does come down to these razor-thin margins. And right now, the first quarter was any indicator. No one has been able to take control of this game. The second half might show the same kind of separation. There might be none.
Right, these players and coaches might look back after tonight and think about missed free throws, turnovers, fouls. I think there's going to be a lot of things coming down to the wire. Remember, we've got a few players on both sides of the ball in foul trouble that already got 3 in the first half. So it'll be interesting to see how they play in terms of physicality on both the offensive and defensive side of the ball.
That's a great point you bring up. Quade Fawcett has 3 right now for Westlake, but Chamberlain Burgess, one of the starters, has 3. But you also look at the scoreboard, Jackson Best has 2, Fotheringham has 2. So really, I mean, Holden and I have talked about it over and over again. I'm going to talk about it with you as well. These high school teams do not rotate very many guys. It's going to come down to potentially who can make the bigger shots. And especially for Lone Peak, it helps that they're a little bit more physical than last year when we talked to Robert Ross before the game.
Yeah, it's going to be for sure who can make the bigger shots, but also who can play cleaner basketball. Second half is when you have to play your best basketball. Who can do that and finish this one off with a win?
So here we go. Thunder have the possession to start the second half. It's Tate Merrill. Giving it to Matt McManus in the high post. Drives against Fotheringham. Goes up strong off the glass. That's something I think you'd like to see more of what he do in the second half.
Yeah, be a beast down low and take advantage of your physicality.
Cleans that offensive glass relatively easily, and now here comes Jace Adams in transition. McManus now has 9. Simon Sua has 7.
Yeah, even scoring across the board for Westlake. I love it. They're moving the ball and everyone's getting good shots.
Just like that, great feed inside to Jordan Kroll. And just like that, Westlake scampers right back to the front of the pack. Here's Cameron Swiggett. He has 5. Luke Fotheringham leads all scorers with 13. Here he is in the corner. Drives. Back to Swiggett. 18 on the shot clock. Matched up against Merrill. He gets it to Best. Shot clock down to 10. Kramer out front. Drives into the paint. Kicks it out. Fotheringham sets the beat. Corner 3. Off the mark. Tipped up by Burgess. And Sua gets the rebound. On a tie-up. As Chamberlain Burgess got his big old hands in there. And he gives the possession right back to the Lone Peak Knights.
That's gutsy of Burgess to go in there, but good on him. He was able to grab that ball and keep it here with the Knights. The big thing is Swiggett's got to be able to cut down low. I just thought that as much of the movement that we saw in the basketball here on the offensive side, they need to get it down, cut it down low, and get some easy points down in the paint.
Swiggett matched up by Merrill. New shot clock, by the way, here for Lone Peak.
Great defense by Westlake, pressuring out on the outside wing.
Just sticking to them tighter than flypaper right now. 20 on the shot clock. Jackson Best, step back 3, short. Jordan Kroll cleans up on the offensive glass, and here comes Adams with a long toss to McManus. He can't control the pass, and here comes Swiggett. Cam Swiggett in transition, bounce pass to Best. Nice feed to Thompson Kramer, who lays it in.
That was beautiful basketball right there by Lone Peak.
Thompson Kramer now on the score sheet, which means everybody has scored in the starters column for Lone Peak. Again, nobody has led by more than 6 points this entire game. Jordan Kroll answers with a 3. He's starting to heat up.
You mentioned before the half who's going to make bigger shots. I think whoever makes more threes, that'll win the game. Oh!
Jordan Kroll goes tumbling down to the floor. Don't think there was anything wrong with that. He got up a bit smirking. He got up smirking, so that was a little bit of an incidental play. Comes with the territory of being in a region game like this. Thompson Kramer, who his head coach said has stepped up huge in the absence of Mike Staley, who's missed the last 4 games, including tonight. As Kramer gets tripped. Going down to the basket. Foul called on Jace Adams, his second, team third, I believe, now against the Thunder.
Yeah, that's going to be key for Lone Peak to really take control of this game. You have to cut on the paint, and look, they're going to try and either foul you, or when they get in foul trouble, they're going to let you go right to the rack.
Jackson Best Lost it. And Tate Merrill comes away with it. 3-on-1. Look at this. Long toss. Jordan Kroll.
I thought that was a great play call by Coach Ross out of the timeout, but Best wasn't able to handle the ball. And look, Westlake took control of that in the transition.
Westlake starting this quarter on a 9-2 run. Kramer back to Burgess, 15-footer right side. Too strong. Kramer gets the rebound. And we are going to get a loose ball foul, an offensive foul against Thompson Kramer.
Man, this ref is switching his calls back and forth.
Yeah, Scott Maxfield is wandering back and forth. And now Robert Ross can't believe what's going on.
I do believe that is the correct call. It looked like Lone Peak went over the back, but...
Yeah, it looked like Kramer flew about 3 feet in the air over Jordan Kroll's back.
We got a full court press right now.
Yeah, 2-on-2 full court trap here from Robert Ross's Knights. But it's broken. Merrill spins away, drives, wild shot. Can't get it to go. McManus. Offensive rebound, back up and lays it in. He's got 11 coming out of the locker room.
Controlling the offensive boards. That's how they're winning this one.
Chamberlain, Burgess. Get another triple. 11 points for the big man. His third triple as he dials long distance and succeeds again. Reverse layup. Oh, what a move! Chase Adams finishes it.
These refs have got delayed calls and switch calls. Very interesting, but still down. But he had fantastic spin on that layup. Hopefully he can get up, though.
That's the second time we've seen somebody hit the floor hard tonight.
And both players from Westlake.
And they're both players from Westlake, and it looks like this one is... And it looks like this one is Adams potentially, I think, coming down hard on his left knee. So we'll step aside for a quick minute while they tend to him. And we'll be back with Westlake leading by 5 here on KSLSports.com. Jace Adams back to his feet. Alexander Tbilip with the voice of Olympus, Nathan Thatcher here at the Lone Peak Fieldhouse with the Westlake Thunder leading by 5, 43-38. They outscored the Knights here in the third quarter, 13-5. But now they must carry on without 2 of their key players. Tyler Burdette, who left earlier with appeared to be a head injury. And now Jace Adams is leaving with a suspected knee injury.
Yeah, wasn't able to put any weight on that entire leg. But, hey, it's up to these guys now to try and keep this lead and maybe try and take control and extend that lead.
Cameron Swiggett drives to the basket. Rolls off the rim. Tate Merrill the rebound.
He part of the Red Seas right there, but just couldn't make the bucket.
You would have liked to have seen him take that up strong to the basket. Instead, he tried to go with the pretty finish, and it didn't pan out. Here's Simon Sua. He's been quiet here late on in this one. Shot clock down to 15. Satch Hepworth was not able to get away, and that is a 5-second violation against the Westlake Thunder. Every possession so important now in a game like this. Swiggett kicks it out. Suarez couldn't shoot. Swiggett gets it back. 20 on the shot clock. Suarez the screen for Swiggett. Bounce pass to Jorge Suarez! How big has he been off the bench this year for Robert Ross's crew? Back to a 3-point game again. And now a foul on Champ Swiggett, a little over-aggressive out front. And that is his second, team third, with 3:11 left here in the third quarter. Side out, inbound here for Satch Hepworth. He brings it in. Sua to Jordan Kroll. Kroll kicks it out. Merrill, pull up, 15, short. Suarez fights through the traffic, gets the rebound. Suarez ahead of the pack. No, swing it. No. Second time asking, no. Tate Merrill the rebound. Stolen up back again, and now a foul.
Good job on defense these last two possessions by Lone Peak, but they can't make the bunnies on the other end.
At some point, they have to start falling, you would think, Nate.
Hey, just like I was saying before about Jackson Best and his threes, I think obviously if you keep missing layups, they're going to drop eventually.
Same thing happened to the University of Hawaii last night against UC Santa Barbara. Shot 21% in this first half, but almost came back and won the game. Swing it. And a reach-in foul on Jordan Kroll. That'll be his second, team fourth. Westlake fans off to our right didn't like it, but it looked like he caught a piece of the arm.
Both teams getting a little handsy. I was talking about the consistent scoring on Westlake's side. Hey, how about consistent fouling on Lone Peak's side? Everyone except Suarez has 2 fouls.
And Chamberlain Burgess still has 3. He's on the bench right now, so everybody a bit wary in the gym of what could potentially happen. As Simon Sua nearly took that away. Jackson Best gets it back. Now here's Thompson Kramer. Drive strong, left hand off the glass! 4 points for Kramer. And now swing it, gets dirty and steals it. Jordan Kroll though comes back up on it. Cable then gets it stolen. And wisely, they're going to slow it down here. Robert Rosto wanted to push the tempo. Kramer loses control. Inside Suarez, can't control the pass.
There's butter on the ball, holy.
Everybody just making a mess of it. Jordan Kroll! Yes, sir! And Robert Ross has seen enough. He'll take a timeout.
This is a timeout that's needed by both squads. I thought the tempo was a little rushed on both sides. Luckily, that 3 was able to go down, but no one was able to take control of the ball, whether it was up top or in the paint.
Quade Fawcett checks in for the Thunder. We'd like to remind you that KSL Sports, the Rewind Sports Network's presentation of Lone Peak basketball is presented all season long by Heidemann and Associates, the full-service law firm that is committed to winning for their clients. Whether you need patents for your business or you need to handle estate planning, contact them online at 754-4240 today or online at .law to schedule your free consultation with them, courtesy of the Rewind Sports Network. Alexander Timolip and the voice of Olympus, Nathan Thatcher here at Lone Peak High School Fieldhouse. Nobody's led by more than 6 points all night long. And Lone Peak has been right there, but as we've seen over the last few minutes, they just can't get out of their own way. A lot of sloppy play, but especially on the Lone Peak side here in this third quarter.
Yeah, I thought they were getting some not so good looks at the beginning of this quarter. Westlake was able to take advantage by, again, controlling the paint and getting some good looks at the rim. I think, if anything, if Lone Peak wants to get back into this one, smart play on offense by setting good screens, open passes, and if you're going to take a 3, look, I know Jackson Best loves to pull the trigger, but I think you got to wait until you have an open look. Suarez has been playing great basketball, defense and offensively. The big thing, though, offensively is, though, he hasn't been making those layups and those bunnies. That's the difference right now.
1:20 and counting left here in the third quarter. Nobody's led by more than 6 points here in this game. Jason Burton now has it out front, hands off to Fotheringham, who has not scored here in this quarter. He hasn't even taken a shot yet. Jorge Suarez into the body, goes up, hooks it up and in! 6 off the bench for Jorge Suarez as we're under a minute to go here in the third.
I'm really liking his play in this game. He seems to have confidence down low in the paint on both ends.
Here he is against Quade Fawcett now defending Jordan Kroll. And a hand check is going to be called out of the perimeter. Hopefully this isn't a sign of things to come from Scott Maxfield's crew in the fourth quarter, but you never know.
Oh, man, we are in for such a good fourth quarter.
I told you, man. Every game has been a nail-biter in Region 4. Every game that Colton and I have done has been A down-to-the-wire nail-biter as well. Simon Sua off the right rim, no good. Fotheringham the rebound. Wants to push it in transition. Suarez can't control it. It's going to stay here.
Nice basketball.
I think it was
Robert Ross is having a look at Fotheringham saying, what in God's green earth are you doing, kid?
He was yelling at him to hold the ball, but Fotheringham was taking it very quick down low, and I don't think Suarez was ready for it. Luckily, they're able to get the ball back, though.
26.4 seconds, as that's going to stay here. Clock remains the same, 26.4. Shot clock has been turned off.
Nice ball.
Nate Carling out here half court trying to get his team to do some stuff. And so here's Thompson Kramer, and this is the last possession of the quarter.
This is the guy who you want to have the ball for Lone Peak.
Certainly, Fotheringham's not taking a shot here in this third quarter. He's going to give it to Kramer, though. He's come up in trumps every time this season so far. Pass is stolen, though. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, crawl to the basket, off the rim! Sua gets it off! That should count! That should count! Is it going to count? Is it going to count? It should count! That ball clearly got off before the buzzer! Yes, it will!
At the end of the third period, Knights 44.
And the Thunder will take a 4-point lead into the final quarter of play. Buckle up, everyone. We'll be back. Ready or not, folks, get ready for the fourth quarter. 48-44. Westlake leads here to start the final period of regulation. Alexander Philippin, the voice of Olympus, Nathan Thatcher.
Origination.
Well,
Orthopedics.
I'm out of words to describe what the teams need to do now. Now all it comes down to is who can execute better.
Yeah, I just think there are a lot of key misses right at the rack down in the paint. I think it's going to come down to who can make the easy shots in this fourth quarter and take advantage of being wide open in the paint.
Simon Sua has 9 points. Maverick McManus has 11, Luke Fotheringham 13, all in the first half. He did not take a single shot in that third quarter. Simon Sua says, take that! Jackson Best the floater, he leaves it short. Sua sprinting out of there in transition. He bounces it up, Tate Merrill can't control the pass. Lone Peak basketball as Burgess will check back in with the 3 fouls.
Westlake is starting to unlock the key that I said they had to do before the game. Take advantage of the transition. That's exactly what they're doing.
The fast breaks becoming more and more frequent. We saw late in that third quarter as the pressure from Nate Carling's defense being turned up a notch here in the fourth quarter. Jason Burton to Chamberlain Burgess. 11, now 13 for Chamberlain Burgess, his first 2-pointer. Bounce pass underneath, blocked by Burgess, out of bounds, it'll stay here.
Look at that, he just walks right in and makes an immediate impact.
Second block of the night for Chamberlain Burgess. Maverick McManus will check back in.
He replaces Quade Fawcett.
Quade Fawcett will sit down with the 3 fouls. A 5-point difference on the scoreboard with 7:08 to go here in the final period of regulation time. Capel, McManus, backs down Burgess, spins, puts up a tough shot, rolls around and in. 13 points for Maverick McManus.
Biggest lead of the game.
And as I said that, I was about to say, this is now the largest lead that the Thunder have had, or any of the teams have had. Cameron Swigert can't answer back. Sua the rebound. And a chance to extend the lead further for Westlake. Swigert defending out front. Here's Tate Merrill. Simon Sua, corner. Cole for 3. Burgess the rebound. It looked good from here.
You've got to slow things down on offense, get a good look. They just seem a little rushed.
Now a 3-2 zone being employed here by the Westlake Thunder. 15 on the shot clock. Approaching 6 to go in the final quarter of play. A 7-point difference. And Robert Ross is going to call a timeout. Good timeout there, I think, by Robert Ross to get his offense set up to break that 3-2 zone, because it looks like they couldn't solve it.
Yeah, movement and attacking the middle. That's how you're always going to have to defeat the zone. But especially you got two guys that can really control the paint down low. I don't think their three-point shooting is at the point right now where that can help them get back into this game. But I think obviously you're going to have to find a way to attack that 3-2 zone, because what we saw for the first 25 seconds was Westlake absolutely dominating with that zone.
That's a good point you bring up. Where's Jackson Best? He has seemingly gone MIA. I mean, he took, 10 shots in the first half, or the first 3 quarters. He hasn't taken a single shot, I think, here in this fourth quarter, or most of the second half.
And while most of that has been obviously some open misses or maybe some bad shot selection, I also think Westlake's doing a good job of high pressure up at the top of the key. I just think that's why both teams have been able to get good looks down low, is because none of their shooters have been able to get good shots from the outside.
And I have to say it, Nate, this is a point where you really miss having a guy like Ike Staley in the game.
Oh, 100%. I think he would be perfect for this type of game. But listen, if you're Lone Peak, it's next man up mentality. They got to find a way to get rid of this 7-point lead that the Thunder have and get themselves back in a position to win this game.
They are right there with 6 minutes to go. 5:58 officially left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Cameron Swiggett out of the timeout. Spins, cut into the basket. Nice move by Burton. Cannot finish, but Burgess gets the rebound of a new 35.
They're missing those bunnies. That's critical. I feel like if they'd make those layups, they'd be in a way better position than they are.
Oh, Swiggett lost it on the baseline. And now here comes Merrill. Kroll drives to the basket. Counted to the contact. Lucky 13 for Jordan Kroll. And the lead continues to balloon for Westlake. The fourth on Chamberlain Burgess.
Jordan Kroll lined in the Thunder shooting 2.
9 points the difference. And Kroll completes the 3-point play, and this is a 10-point game.
It's now or never for Lone Peak.
It sure is.
Coach Ross has been able to drop some great plays. It's just a matter of execution down low,
which they have not been able to do much all night. Cam Swiggett, way off. Things starting to unravel a bit here for Lone Peak. Merrill puts on the brakes. Almost threw it away. Jordan Kroll lost it and got tipped.
5 on 4. Someone's open.
But they elect not to take advantage of it. Shot clock down to 10. McManus goes strong and it scores!
If you're Lone Peak, don't rush.
Fotheringham drives. Blocking foul call on Sewell. Sewell called for the foul, his second.
His second.
A 7-0 run by the Westlake Thunder. This is their largest lead of the game at 12. They have just taken over in this second half. And Nate, like you said, like we both said, it's the transition game that really has made the difference.
Yeah, and I think if you really want to limit that and take advantage on your side, if you're the Lone Peak, I think now's the time to start doing the full court press.
Fotheringham makes the first, a much-needed basket for Lone Peak. Ends a scoring drought of over 3 minutes. Tyler Hambone will take a seat. Luke Fotheringham will go back to the line for one more shot. which he cannot hit, but there's a lane violation, and we're going to do it again. Maverick McManus overstepped the key line, and so we're going to do it again. Second lane violation we've seen tonight. Fotheringham's second try once again is no good. Speeding up with it, Tate Merrill. Robert Ross almost out near half court. And a foul called on Cameron Swigert. That's going to be his third, team fifth.
His third personal, 15th foul.
And we're going to get a foul now and swing it again.
Swiget's getting very handsy right now.
And that's that's now his fourth.
16th foul.
And we still have 4 minutes to go.
Now you have two key players with 4 fouls. Interesting to see how they do this.
You almost wonder to yourself, Nate, why? And so now we're going to get an offensive foul on Maverick McManus. But I return to that foul on Swigert. Why?
They're going to say that McManus moved his arm around to try and gain position down low.
No, yeah, that was obvious. I saw that one. But if you're Swigert, why would you do that?
I can see why he wants to get the ball back. Obviously, time's going down, but you have to be selective with how you want to steal the ball.
Cameron Swigert, a much-needed basket for the Lone Peak Knights. Back to a 9-point game, and now they need a stop in the worst way possible. Sewell, kick out corner, Capo! No! And we're going to get a foul on the floor. And that's going to put the Thunder in the 1-1. Thompson Kramer picks up a foul, his third.
His third personal, 17th foul.
And that will put Simon Sewell on the line to shoot 1-1, and these are huge.
Simon Sewell shoots 1-1.
So Swigert is 4, Chamberlain Burgess 4, and Thompson Kramer now has 3. As Sewell connects on both free throws, he's got now 14 points. .333 to go. Can Lone Peak make one last push? Swigert trapped. Best. Bingo! Just his second 3 of the game, back to an 8-point differential.
Just as we were saying, he wasn't really taking advantage on the outside. There he is doing it.
And now we got a traveling violation.
We thought this one was maybe sneaking away from us, but maybe it's coming back to become an instant classic.
And a timeout is called by Nate Carley. He's had enough. He's going to try and set up a good defensive set here with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left to go. We want to remind you that next week, KSL Sports Rewind will return with more high school boys basketball action. Join us next week, Tuesday. As the Farmington Phoenix take on the Davis Darts. JT Wistersill has the call for you at 7 o'clock. That's on contrary with the Alta Hawks taking on the Lehigh Pioneers in a huge Region 8 showdown in Lehigh. That's coming up next Tuesday, 7 o'clock, only here on the official streaming partner of the UHSAA, KSLSports.com. Alexander Timop alongside the voice of Olympus, Nathan Thatcher. Well, Nate, we asked the question, does Lone Peak have one last push in them? We said it about a few minutes ago, it's now or never. Now with 3:10 to go, it really is now or never.
Yeah, and it looks like these last few minutes they have made a little bit of a push to get back into this one. Let's see what happens here.
Both teams will be in the bonus if Westlake fouls next. Jackson Best No basket. It's going to be a foul anyway, so free throws will be coming up for Lone Peak. Ball called on Simon Sua, his third, team seventh. Free throws 1-1 for Camp Swingen. Huge here.
Yeah, you got to make free throws down the stretch if you want to extend the lead or you want to cut it.
1-1. He misses badly. Now Lone Peak needs another stop here. Merrill. And Nate Carlin's going to call another timeout. It'll be another 30-second timeout. And we've seen this quite a bit from the Lone Peak team this last few minutes. They have turned it up a notch a bit on defense, but you kind of wonder where that was earlier in the game when Tyler Burnett, Chase Adams went out of the game with injuries.
Yeah, I think they were pressuring up top, but there wasn't really anything going down low, right? Chamberlain Burgess was in foul trouble, and I felt like while they still had some relatively good defense up top, you didn't really need to be handsy when it was that close to the game, and your offense seemed to be still in tune, but right now their offense just doesn't seem to cut it, and so obviously they need to pick things up on the defensive end to try and cut into this lead. And
we talked about that in the game notes, right? I mean, Westlake has had inconsistency on offense all season long. It's almost cost them games. They had a 20-point lead against Skyridge that was cut to 5 at one point. And they had a 12-point lead earlier in this one.
Yeah, and that's why I said Lone Peak had to take advantage of the rebounds on those terrible shots that they'd probably put up, but they haven't been able to do it.
They just go to that guy, Maverick McManus. Big-time basket to get the lead back to 10. Gabbard Swigert back to Jackson Best. Swigert, sidestep. They want three. They don't get three. And the rebound taken by Tate Merrill. And now Westlake can take their merry time coming up the court and milk this clock down to oblivion. Capel drives. Timeout. Called by Westlake as it looks like Jordan Cole is cramping up.
Timeout taken by the Thunder.
And the lead, just like that, back to 12. And with 2:05 to go, that could be the run that decides the game.
Man, we had a back and forth affair with these teams early in the game. We got a back and forth exchange between the student sections right now.
Boy, the Westlake faithful, I mean, they had this game circled, Nate, in red on their calendar. They remember what happened here last year. It's a different team, different year, and I think from what we've seen tonight, it's safe to say this Region 4 could very well come down to 3 teams. It's going to be Corner Canyon, it's going to be AF. Who's going to be the third team?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Yeah, and we called the women's basketball game earlier where Lone Peak just seems to run away with every category. This region in varsity men's basketball is so intriguing, and just like you said, there's going to be a tough competition going down the stretch, this final part of the season, just like you said. Who's going to take advantage of that seeding going into the postseason?
Still a long way to go. 2:05 left to decide this one. Westlake lead by 12. As it has all night long. Nobody led by more than 6 until the start of this fourth quarter. Kramer kicks it out, and it goes right through the hands of Jackson Best. Jordan Kroll was cramping up earlier, going to come back out now, replacing Bodie Capel.
Checking into the Thunder, Jordan Kroll.
Interesting that we don't see more pressure by this Lone Peak team. Oh, now they pick it up.
Well, they're just content to keep it where it is. Wade Fawcett now handles it out front. Here's Simon Sua, pull up, dagger!
Simon Sua.
A big blue lightning strike. 14 points, the largest lead of the night. Fotheringham fouled by McManus.
How about the Thunder completely taking over the fourth quarter here? I mean, we had a back and forth exchange quarters 1 through 3. Thunder just said, enough is enough. Let's take this game early on.
If I got my count right, I believe Lone Peak has scored only 6 points in this quarter. 6. And Luke Fotheringham has only 1 point. Now he has 2 this entire second half. The Knights led 33-30 at halftime, but it has been all Westlake here in the second half. As Fotheringham goes 1 from 2, swing it, scramble for it on the floor. Body still hitting the deck. Jackson Best, and we're gonna get another foul.
You know, and you'd like to attribute the small amount of points for Lone Peak in the fourth quarter to Westlake's defense, but I just think they really shot themselves in the foot for the most part. Turnovers, missed layups, missed free throws a few times. I mean, obviously, if you want to come back to this one, you have to make everything. And again, like I said before, whoever plays the cleanest basketball at the end, they're going to win it, and that's been Westlake.
Chamberlain Burgess hits the first free throw, 66-54. With 76 seconds left here in the game. Burgess hits both, and it's back to an 11-point deficit.
Here comes the full court press here.
They're going to drop off for now in that 2-1-2 full court trap. Merrill looking, Fawcett, Kroll wants 3, can't get 3. And if that's it over the back on Chamberlain Burgess, it is. He's gone. And that's going to do it for him tonight. For his night. And the Westlake faithful starting to taste it here with about 62 seconds left in the game.
He's replacing Chamberlain Burgess.
Basically, everything will have to go perfect for Lone Peak if they want to maybe sneak this one out.
Quade Fawcett steps to the line. This will be 1-and-1 again. And we got a lane violation on Simon Sua. Lave off the basket. Back the other way we go. So 1 minute to go now here in the game. Swiggett, tough shot, right side, no. Sua the rebound. McManus stolen by Swiggett. Fotheringham underneath. 66-57. Westlake coming up the floor with it, and they turn it over again. Fotheringham. Kramer wants 3. Can't get 3. Suarez back up. No. Kramer again. No. Out of bounds. Thunderball. That sums up the fourth quarter more or less.
That was the fourth quarter in one possession right there. Missed shots and just turnovers that were careless on the baseline.
23.2 seconds, no shot clock. And a foul with 16.8 seconds to go. And it's all academic here at this point.
Jackson Best.
Jackson Best picks up the foul, his third. 19 foul on the Knights.
Simon Sua, the line for the Thunder, shooting 1-and-1.
Tate Merrill will shoot 1-and-1 for the Thunder. As the students are starting to make their way towards the exits here at the field house.
I think you have to be really happy if you're Nate Carling. I mean, what a fourth quarter that your team just put on in a game that just seemed to go back and forth and turn into a really heater that would go down to the wire. I mean, his team just took control in this fourth.
Tate Merrill makes both. Swiggett back to Fotheringham. Swiggett puts up the 3. It's short. Suarez chases down the rebound. 5.6 seconds to go. And the Westlake Thunder are going to pick up a huge win here on the road over the Lone Peak Knights.
How about this environment, though, huh? What a game.
Yes, it was. That's it. The Westlake Thunder pick up a huge win on the road as they defeat the Lone Peak Knights 68-57. We'll take one final break and back to wrap it up after this on KSLSports.com.
They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
Welcome back to the Lone Peak Fieldhouse as the Westlake Thunder defeat the Lone Peak Knights 68-57 here on this Friday night. Alexander Timolipin, the voice of Olympus, Nathan Thatcher, to wrap it up here tonight. So, Nate, a very impressive win for the Westlake Thunder. Their second road win this season. Their first coming on the road a couple weeks ago against Skyridge. How would you sum up this victory for them tonight?
I thought that they played a fantastic game. At the first half, I don't think they were really playing into their strengths, but I thought in the second half, and especially in that fourth quarter, they took advantage of one of their best strengths, which was the transition offense. That fast break. I mean, what else can you say? They controlled the paint, the offensive rebounds, start to finish. I think they had this one, and they were very confident.
So the Westlake Thunder with that now run the record to 11-6. Lone Peak falls to 12-6. Both teams now 3-2 in region form. And now it's time to pick our Heinemann Associates player of the game. Nate, who's your pick for player of the game?
I'm going to go with the guy that seemed to have every rebound and massive points in the paint. None other than number 2, Maverick McManus. And before this game started, we talked to Lone Peak head coach Robert Ross, and he said, hey, there's one player we're looking out for. It's number 2. Sadly, Lone Peak didn't get it done, but hey, McManus took advantage. He did exactly what he wanted to do. He was physical. He was an athlete. He proved where he belonged, and that was down low, right by the rim. Great job tonight by Maverick McManus.
He called him the toughest player in Region 4 and possibly in the entire state of Utah. Definitely showed it tonight.
Should an NIL deal come with McDonald's for that guy? That's a perfect name.
I don't know. We'll see about that. But anyway, Nate, that was a fun night of basketball here at LP. And we're now halfway through the region season. And now this is where the going really gets tough.
Yeah, I mean, this is the stretch where you either get better or you get worse. You have a choice. You have some teams that will plateau, but I think both of these teams will be competing when it comes to the postseason play.
We want to thank Austin Bigelow, our cameraman here tonight. We want to send a special shout out to Colton Potter, who's watching back home tonight. We also want to send a shout out, Nate, why not? We're going to send a shout out to your wife, Liza, up in Salt Lake tonight. Hope she's doing okay. I'm going to let you have the final word and say hello to your wife for me.
Well, yeah, hopefully she's watching, but so great to be back and commentating high school basketball. I mean, Utah's just got a great state of this sport. I think across the board, it's always going to be a great time to watch this game be played. And hey, I'm looking forward to the end of the season for all of these teams.
There's only a month left until the state tournament begins. We thank again Austin Bigelow, for the broadcast partner Nate Thatcher. My name is Alexander Timolip. This has been a presentation of the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Until we meet again, take care of one another, everyone. Aloha from Utah, and good night.